Things that make you go,
Do you believe that there's a liberal bias in the media?
No. Why? No. I think it's, I've been asked this question before. I was just asked by someone on some YouTube reporter.
Do you think there's any bias at all?
Well, everyone comes with a bias. I mean, to say that there's a bias I would be disingenuous.
The mainstream media is still failing to come to grips with President Trump and the fact they got it all wrong.
I don't think that people are deliberately trying to skew things one way or the other. I just think people come from where they come from.
I've been doing this job for a long time, and I've been objective, and I think I've been fair. It's been another day, honestly, of lies, lies, lies. Hicks announcing her departure just one day after admitting she told lies, what she characterized as white lies, but lies nonetheless, in the service of President Trump.
Yeah.
And how much of this, I was sitting in my office and I was watching all of the news channels, right? Trump TV, or state-run TV, they're not even reporting this. So the Trump supporters, they don't even know about these stories. It doesn't even register. That's the amazing thing.
We've got a Fox News alert for you. White House communications director and Trump confidant, perhaps his closest aide, Hope Hicks, is leaving the administration.
Fox News is confirming that White House communications director and very close Trump advisor, Hope Hicks, is resigning.
We cover all of these things every day. The White House imploding behind him, and he's standing there going, nothing to see here. His supporters probably don't even realize the extent of it.
Yes, there's
White House communications director Hope Hicks is resigning. This was very unexpected and sudden.
Hope Hicks will leave her post as White House communications director in the
White House officials say that she has been thinking about leaving the White House for some time.
Lies, lies, lies. The President of the United States is a fraud and a con man.
Everyone has a lens. And if you're looking for it, you'll find it.
The President of the United States is racist. Donald Trump's presidency can be defined by lies, but he is a racist. You know what you can go do?
What they did this time was lie to the country about Donald Trump.
Well, the dirty little secret, not so secret, is Donald Trump is not very good at making deals. You guys didn't know that?
North Korea best not make any more threats to the United States. They will be met with fire and fury like the world has never seen. He has been very threatening beyond a normal statement.
He's not really good at making deals.
And frankly, the people that were questioning that statement, was it too tough? Maybe it wasn't tough enough. Leaving South Korea after a wonderful meeting with Kim Jong-un, stood on the soil of North Korea, an important statement for all and a great honor. It really was. We went and met at the line, and in meeting at the line, I said, would you like me to come across? He said, I would be so honored. And that's the way it worked out. I didn't know really what he was going to say, but it was my honor to do it.
I wasn't shocked. I'm not. I'm really not outraged by it. I'm not outraged.
Is that they said, I think I'm right, but time will prove that. Time will prove me right, probably.
Well, the president says time will prove him right, probably. And that's what this is all about, being right. Facts matter. And the fact is, there is no national emergency at our southern border. This is a president who can't stand being contradicted. We have breaking news tonight on the immigration crisis. Just minutes ago, the House voted 230 to 195 to approve $4.5 billion in aid to help address the crisis. Okay, you listening? All of this is manufactured. It's a manufactured crisis. A non-crisis at the border that's really not fooling anybody.
Really not fooling anybody.
No one is saying this is a crisis except them. A very real crisis for this president was unfolding, with one new development after another in the Russia investigation. They're playing the public, you, for suckers. It's exactly what it's exactly what used car dealers do. Is manufactured. It's a manufactured crisis. And for anybody who doesn't think immigration is a crisis, I got to show you this picture. It's a shocking, devastating picture. It's a father and his nearly 2-year-old daughter. Another manufactured crisis. As we always say around here, facts matter. They drowned at the U.S.-Mexico border. is manufactured. It's a manufactured crisis.
Okay, so it's a crisis now. Something fake news, CNN and Lemon claim that they always thought it was.
No one has ever said it wasn't a humanitarian crisis.
That is what the immigration crisis looks like. People may think, oh, it's a crisis, it's a crisis. They know it's not a crisis. And for anybody who doesn't think immigration is a crisis, what are we, stupid? A manufactured emergency. All to keep a campaign promise that the majority of Americans don't want you to keep. What kind of emergency is that? We have breaking news tonight on the immigration crisis. Okay, sorry, that picture, I can't even look at it.
You must.
I can't even look at it, Chris. Every time it comes up, I have to look away. I can't. And I'm not being dramatic. It's just
dramatic. Of course it kills you. It kills every part of you. Every part of us that makes us human.
Well, listen, and do you remember back when the president wanted to do the emergency declaration? We were saying this is a problem of his own making. It was a manufactured crisis. It was.
It is.
All of these people who are on CNN, including Don Lemon, now they've all of a sudden realized it's a crisis. We have always said it's a humanitarian crisis. No one is saying this is a crisis except them. I know I probably shouldn't worry about it or think about it or even bring it up, but it's just infuriating because they're dumb or they're doing it on purpose. So, and maybe it's a combination of both.
It's a fringe agenda.
Really, Don? You're full of it.
That, as a president, is all about the wall. His manufactured crisis. As I said, manufactured crisis meant to distract you from anything else.
But I'll tell you, when we get to a point, man, when we get to a point where you look at a dead kid and a daddy and you say, that's on them. That's a cold place.
Yeah. Sources telling CNN,
It's all lies. You're making all this stuff up.
Of anyone, a Democrat or Republican, regardless of who it is, if you hold a position of power, we, the journalists at CNN, are going to question you about it, whether you like it or not. That's of lies, lies, lies. Shitholes. It's been another day, honestly, of lies, lies, lies. While our troops are at the border being used as part of what can only be described as a political stunt.
What can only be described as a political stunt.
And so we don't do stunts in this department. Thank you.
It's official. President Obama has decided to send 1,200 National Guard troops to the U.S.-Mexico border.
Well, I can talk about President Obama and be objective enough. Laying down barbed wire to stop those immigrants who are still hundreds of miles away and may never get anywhere near this country.
You can see on this side there are quite a few of people from the caravan that has arrived here to the U.S.-Mexico border.
And they never get anywhere near this country.
Tonight, the first 800 migrants from the Central American caravan are at America's doorstep.
Lies, lies, lies.
Don't let them run the okey doke on you. They'll be like, look, 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 caravan, caravan. They're telling you existential threat to America is a bunch of poor refugees 1,000 miles away.
He does this all the time, guys. He accuses someone else of what he did himself.
They're even taking our brave troops for a political stunt.
Obama employed military assets as well in the form of the National Guard to do this as well. You saw this with the debate about separating children from their parents at the border pursuant to the Flores consent decree. Obama did the exact same thing.
Don't let them run the okey doke.
The White House said today that for the first time, this president is going to deploy National Guard troops to patrol the border with Mexico.
Don't let them run the okey doke.
And the fact is, none of this president's living predecessors support him on the wall. Not one. Okay? Not one.
President Bush is preparing to sign the Secure Fence Act tomorrow at the White House. It'll be the most visible step in his immigration law reform that'll jumpstart the building of a 700-mile fence along the Mexican border.
And American presidents, both Republicans and Democrats, have opposed a border wall.
To witness the signature of the Secure Fence Act of 2006. This bill will help protect the American people. This bill will make our borders more secure. It is an important step toward immigration reform.
Oh my gosh. Come on, y'all.
The bill before us will certainly do some good. It will authorize some badly needed funding for better fences and better security along our borders. And that should help stem some of the tide of illegal immigration in this country.
It is wrong and ultimately self-defeating for a nation of immigrants to permit the kind of abuse of our immigration laws we have seen in recent years, and we must do more to stop it.
What we need to do simultaneously, secure our borders with technology, personnel, physical barriers if necessary in some places.
The President of the United States is lying to us over and over and over and over again. I'm not saying that we shouldn't do it, but do you think it should be, I don't know, a delay of some sort? And then you can, because people believe it. The president will say what he has to say. People will believe it, whether the facts are true or not. I guess that's a chance you take with any president, but this one is different. And then by the time the rebuttals come on, we've already promoted propaganda, possibly, unless he gets up there and he tells the truth.
He has his right to make the argument to the American people. And by the way, wanting barriers along the border is not propaganda.
No.
It's not immoral.
The facts,
it's not wrong.
This is a crisis.
A crisis on our southern border.
This is a humanitarian crisis.
Humanitarian crisis at the border.
We have a national crisis.
Undeniable crisis at our southern border.
A crisis of the heart.
We have a national crisis.
A crisis of the soul.
It is a crisis.
This is a tremendous crisis at the border.
Saying crisis a whole bunch doesn't make it one.
No one has ever said it wasn't a humanitarian crisis.
I'm the smartest man on television. The president has created this manufactured crisis. You called us racists or race baiters. I'm not mad that you call me those things because I'm not one of them.
Lies.
We are not the enemy of the people. We are defenders of the people.
Lies.
We're not here to spin things or color things a certain way. We're here to give the people reliable, accurate information on a daily basis. That's why we all come into work every day. Yeah. We get a high out of it.
Because if you hear him say the same thing over and over and over, it gets into your head.
Yeah, and trust in the media, I should say, not surprisingly. Gallup poll, 32% overall, only 14% Republicans.
Because I believe what they're practicing now is disinformation and propaganda. And will report as well, of course, when they occasionally commit journalism. Because then that will truly be news.
All right. Have you seen that guy, the kid that's like, I got that bubbly, I got that bubbly, I got that bubbly, I got that.
I got that bubbly, I got that bubbly,
I got that bubbly,
I got that bubbly,
I got that bubbly,
I got that bubbly, I got it bubbly,
I got that bubbly, I got that bubbly. You haven't seen that? Bless your heart.